Welcome to Voodu Warlock episode 3. In this episode, I'm going to be doing the Stones Run Red, also known as Fire Caves Part 1. This is in Three Barrel Cove. And I chose this quest because at level, it's pretty much the best experience in the game. In fact, at this level range, Three Barrel Cove is among the highest XP in the game. And so if you've been away from the game for a couple of years, that may be something you didn't realize. They actually did a revamp of Three Barrel Cove XP and added some named loot to the heroic instance. And so there's more there than used to be years ago. A lot of people wrote off Three Barrel Cove and didn't bother with it because the XP was so bad. But it's really, really good now. Which is awesome because it is a pay pack, so you should get a little bit more for that. So let's look at enhancements. So doing the Enlightened Spirit, only have points spent in the Enlightened Spirit tree, and I've worked all the way up to medium armor proficiency. So I am wearing medium armor, and you get some bonuses as an Enlightened Spirit for wearing medium armor. You can see it says here, while wearing medium armor that you are proficient with, you gain 20 maximum hit points and 10 MRR. Pretty awesome. And with this third innate, my aura is ticking every 4 seconds. Now it starts off every 5, then goes to 4, 3, and ultimately every 2 seconds. All of this stuff here is MRR and PRR, some motive effects nearby allies. And then this is light spell power and universal spell power. And then the brilliance I just love. Had this when I was doing Ginger Spice's Enlightened Spirit Life. This is so awesome. Because every time your aura ticks, you get temporary spell points equal to your constitution score. And if you're over level 20, it's doubled. Okay, so that means right now, my con's 24. So every 4 seconds, I get 24 temporary hit points. So as long as I'm not taking more than 24 damage every 4 seconds, that keeps me healed, period. And so that takes care of maintenance healing. I don't even have to do anything. Like, that's just incredible. Absolutely love it. So definitely go for that if you're doing the Enlightened Spirit Tree. I did pick up the shield as well. When I originally picked this up on Ginger Spice, but it was broken, so I ditched it. I do have it now. I do like the idea of having it all on. I don't have to cast it. Warlocks get a limited spell selection anyways, but if I find that end game that I'm starved for action points, which very well could happen depending on what all I'm wanting to do, I may dump that because that would be an easy one to dump at end game. I can just cast it on myself. It'll last 20 minutes. Even when it's not extended. But right now I don't have extend spell. When I'm casting shield, it's only going to last 7 minutes, so this is just nice to have it on all the time. I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to continue spending points only in the Enlightened Spirit Tree for a while. As I mentioned before, I am planning on spending a bunch of points over here to try to work over to getting Death Ward, and I'm going to be able to spend most of the points to get there on things that are going to be very useful. Now, I was looking at this a little more closely, and I have one concern. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but with this strong pact here, it says 1d4 pack damage with your Eldritch Blast. Okay, and I'm using bursts. And so when I read that, I thought, oh, wait a minute, maybe that's not affecting my burst. But I think it will. Because if you look at the Eldritch Burst, it's the way that it reads is all enemies caught in the burst take 3d6 light damage plus any other effects and damage your Eldritch Blasts produce. So this just basically, to me that reads like anything that affects your bursts or blast is going to affect your burst. So maybe I'll have to do some testing. I looked around the forum, couldn't find anything that addressed this specific concern, but this may be a non-concern at all. So we'll see. I'll try to do some testing and let you know later on. And where are we at on the equipment? I found these is pretty cool. Level 7 Resistance 5 goggles. I mentioned before that I don't usually craft Resistance 5 goggles for myself, even though I could craft them at level 7. It's just they require a mystical vessel from the Restless Isles, and I don't run those quests a lot, so I don't have a lot of that ingredient, so I don't usually even bother. I just usually pick one up out of the store, but that's usually not till level 9, but this one I found has Masterful Craftsmanship on it, making it 7. Pretty awesome. Medium crafted +2 battle breastplate. That's the absolute minimum level 4 version of invulnerability. Got greater false life on the bracers. And impulse 54 on the ring. Just feather falling and melee alacrity on the boots. Ogre power +4 gloves. All my stat items right now are just +4. I could have +5. But everything's even that I care about, so having +5s wouldn't help me, so I didn't even bother to take those up to the next tier. Radiance 54 on the ring. Belt of Heavy Fort. Good Luck +2 on the cloak, and this is a must-have item for Fey Pact Warlock. This is a beautiful, beautiful item because it has both your Sonic spell power and lore on the same item. It's got some other goodies too. Not so much on this level 7 version, but it gets better and better as the higher level versions, as you get the higher level versions. So, really cool item. Charisma 4 on the necklace, and Constitution +4 on the head. And I didn't craft a new shield for myself. This should be a +5 heavy shield. This is only a level 4. And this should be a +3 Acid Flame Touch Iron Rapier Bleeding. I also did not recraft that. That's still a level 4 version. But I'm about to take level 8 after this video, so I'll just go right to the level 8 version. Alright, let's make this happen. So let's see what that base XP is like. 14.8. It's a pretty quick class too. And there's 2 parts to it. The first part is worth like double the XP of the second, but the second one is still worth a lot of XP. So these quests are just, you know, I always do them. They're great XP. You know, I wanted to mention, you know, I do have some arcane spell failure, 15%, but, you know, I'm really just casting, like, buffs in haste. So, you know, I really don't care. I just recast it if it fails. It's not like my bread and butter of doing DPS is casting spells. It's not. It's the burst, and that's not affected by arcane spell failure. As I mentioned in the Gingerlock series, pretty sure that I read that it's supposed to, and it's just not right now. Who knows where that will go, but even as of right now, it's still not affecting your Eldritch Blast or Burst. And you can jump down here if you want to get an extra collectible and chest. Show you what I took for spells. Is it? I took haste, as I mentioned, and I think, yeah, I haven't gotten another spell in a while, it seems like. But blindness comes with the pact, I think, and I picked up blur, turn person, jump, and then obscuring mist comes with the pact as well. Note to self. Don't go over spells or anything else like that while walking across a narrow bridge. did pick up Empower spell last video. I only had Maximize. And Empower and Maximize do affect your Eldritch Burst. That thing, not the Eldritch Blasts, which is that thing. I know that I constantly confuse the terminology. Thinking about investing in some of the wind bracers because, you know, like as I've mentioned before, I really do like the all-on blur, and the dodge bonus from it is pretty nice too. "56 remnants, nice." Why you carry remove blindness pots, or you slot blindness immunity. Must get mushroom. Oh, I got a frog. Oh, I didn't even have my voice on. 18-3. That's awesome. Less than 8 minutes, and I could have done that a little bit faster if I wanted to skip the chest at the bottom and not fall off the bridge and stuff like that. So really, really awesome XP. Come out and give these Three Barrel Cove quests another look if you haven't visited this heroic pack in a while. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube. And if you have questions about my build, you can respond on the DDO forum post. And if you happen to be on Saralona, you're welcome to send me a tell.